This is ENC Explorer, your weekly guide to affordable things to do across Greenville and eastern North Carolina. Your weekend starts here: pontoon boats on the Pamlico and 80-year-old barbecue in Wilson. 2 afternoons, 2 directions, both under $25. Something shifts in eastern North Carolina around the third week of March. The mornings still carry a chill, but by early afternoon the sun starts to feel like it did back in the fall. Dogwoods are just beginning to open. Bradford pears have already come and gone, and that thin layer of yellow dust on your car is your first real sign that spring has officially arrived. Locals know this is the moment to pay attention. Pine pollen in Greenville usually peaks right about now, and it doesn't ease in slowly. One day, everything looks normal. The next, your car is coated. If you're planning to be outside this week, your best window is early. So aim to start your day before noon, before the air turns heavy. This week, we're sending you in 2 directions. First, head east to Washington, North Carolina. About a 30-minute drive for a waterfront afternoon most Greenville locals haven't taken. Start at the North Carolina estuarium. For a few dollars, you get access to detailed exhibits about the Pamlico Sound ecosystem and, if available, a real pontoon boat ride out on the river. This isn't a tourist-style cruise. It's a flat-bottom boat that takes you onto the actual Pamlico, guided by people who know the water well. Afterward, take your time walking the waterfront. Washington has one of the longest publicly accessible riverfronts in the state, and the downtown has been preserved in a way that still feels authentic. If you have a little room in your budget, grab lunch on Main Street and stretch the afternoon. Then head west another day, about 35 minutes to Wilson, for something completely different. Start with lunch at Parker's Barbecue, a spot that's been serving whole-hog Eastern North Carolina barbecue since 1946. You'll order at the counter, carry your tray to a long table, and sit in a dining room that looks almost exactly like it always has. Plates are affordable, portions are generous, and it's one of those places that shows you what this region does better than anywhere else. After you eat, walk over to Wallace Simpson Whirligig Park. It's free, and it's unlike anything else in eastern North Carolina. Massive kinetic sculptures built from salvaged metal parts that spin and shift with the wind. It's strange, memorable, and surprisingly fun for both kids and adults. Back in Greenville, one of our readers shared a reminder this week. Town Common at sunrise. Before the pollen builds and before the crowds arrive, the river is still. The red-winged blackbirds are back along the marsh edges, and the whole park feels quiet in a way it rarely does later in the day. It takes 20 minutes, costs nothing, and it's the kind of routine that sticks once you try it. Looking ahead to this week, a few events to know. The Harlem Globetrotters are in town Wednesday night at Minges Coliseum, bringing their mix of basketball and entertainment. Friday night, ECU Baseball opens conference play against UAB at Clark LeClaire Stadium, one of the best ways to spend a spring evening in Greenville. And also Friday, the Greenville Heart Ball takes place at the Murphy Center, a more formal, cause-driven event supporting the American Heart Association. If you know someone who keeps saying there's nothing to do in Greenville, forward this to them. We'll prove them wrong every week. And if you're a local business looking to connect with people actively exploring eastern North Carolina, just reply to this email to learn more about sponsorship opportunities. That's it for this week. Get out early, beat the pollen, and we'll see you out there. Happy exploring! The ENC Explorer team.